A lot of things happened during those years, a lot of sadness, but if you took the time, you really could look and see what is valuable and what's important.
Diana Ross is now 80 years old, and her life has been poignant. For over 5 decades, she has stood as a towering presence in the music industry. Renowned for her timeless hits and distinctive fashion sense, Diana Ross's life has been a mix of triumph and struggle. After dedicating over 80 years to her career, her life took a sad turn. Interested in knowing more about Diana's story? Everything is explained in this video. Join us as we dive in. On December 30th, 2002, Diana Ross faced a challenging situation. At that time, she was receiving treatment for substance abuse at a rehab center in Tucson, Arizona. While in recovery, Ross ran into trouble with the law and was arrested for DUI. As a result of this incident, she faced legal actions and was ordered to spend 2 days in jail near her estate in Connecticut. This jail term was a consequence of her arrest. Diana Ross, a celebrated American singer and actress, was born on March 26, 1944 in Detroit, Michigan. She was the second of 6 children of Ernestine and Fred Ross. Senior, her mother, had intended to name her Diane, but due to a clerical mistake, she was officially registered as Diana. Despite this, her family and friends in Detroit always knew her by her intended name. Growing up in a devout Baptist family, Diana lived with her parents and siblings, including her 2 sisters, Barbara and Rita, and 3 brothers, Arthur, Fred Jr., and Wilbert, who was affectionately called Chico. They resided at 635 Belmont Street in Detroit's North End, close to Highland Park, Michigan, where they had Smokey Robinson as a neighbor. When Diana was 7, her mother became seriously ill with tuberculosis. To facilitate her recovery and ensure the welfare of the children, Diana and her siblings were sent to live with their maternal grandparents in Besser, Alabama. Once her mother recovered, Diana and her siblings returned to Detroit, where she began her impressive career path. On her 14th birthday in 1958, her family moved to the Brewster Douglas housing projects in Detroit, settling on St. Antoine Street. Diana attended Cass Technical High School, focusing on fashion design and related subjects like millinery, pattern making, and tailoring. She also took part in modeling and cosmetology classes on evenings and weekends, funded by Smokey Robinson. Diana also engaged in various school clubs, including the swim team. In 1960, Diana Ross took a significant step in her career by becoming the first African-American busgirl at Hudson's department store in downtown Detroit. To supplement her income, she also offered hairdressing services in her neighborhood. She graduated from Cass Technical High School in January 1962, setting the stage for her future success in entertainment. At 15, in 1958, Diana Ross embarked on her musical journey by joining the Primettes, the sister group to the male vocal group, the Primes. Noticed by Paul Williams of the Primes, Diana joined forces with Florence Ballard, Mary Wilson, and Betty McGlone. The group impressed at a 1960 talent contest in Windsor, Ontario, catching the attention of Motown executive and songwriter Robert Bateman, who invited them to audition for the label. Diana Ross's vibrant performances at various events soon garnered attention. She reached out to Smokey Robinson, her former neighbor and rumored childhood sweetheart, to discuss a Motown audition. Smokey agreed to facilitate an audition on the condition that they allow his group, The Miracles, to hire the Prime's guitarist Marv Tarplin for a tour. This arrangement proved beneficial, as Marv Tarplin later had a lasting impact on Robinson's bands. The Primettes auditioned for Motown, performing before its executives. Barry Gordy, Motown's founder, was struck by Diana's rendition of There Goes My Baby, although he advised them to finish high school before signing. Unperturbed, the Primettes frequented Motown's Hitsville, USA headquarters, helping with recordings and contributing to the background vocals. In 1960, they recorded 2 tracks for Lupine Records, showcasing Diana's lead vocals on one. During this time, Diana Ross played multiple roles within the group, including serving as their hairstylist, makeup artist, seamstress, and costume designer. By late 1960, with Barbara Martin replacing Betty McGlown, the Primettes secured the chance to record their own songs at Hitsville Studio. Many of these tracks, including Your Heart Belongs to Me and A Breathtaking Guy, were penned by Smokey Robinson, then vice president of Motown. While they enjoyed regional popularity, these songs did not achieve national success. In January 1961, Berry Gordy agreed to sign the group under the condition that they change their name. Florence Ballard, a member of the Primettes, chose the name Supremes, which stood out as it did not end with ete. Although Diana Ross was concerned the name might be mistaken for a male group, Gordy proceeded to sign them as the Supremes on January 15, 1961. Over time, the group transitioned from a quartet to a trio, with Barbara Martin departing in 1962. In 1963, Diana took on the role of lead singer, and the following year, they achieved their first #1 hit with Where Did Our Love Go?, heralding a series of successes. In 1965, she officially adopted the name Diana, moving away from her birth name, Diane. At this time, she also began a romantic relationship with Motown CEO Berry Gordy, which lasted several years. This relationship resulted in the birth of Ross's eldest child, Rhonda Suzanne Silverstein, in August 1971. Rhonda was raised by Robert Ellis Silverstein, a music executive and Diana's then husband, even though she initially knew Berry Gordy as Uncle BB. Diana Ross revealed the truth about Rhonda's paternity when she was 13. During her marriage to Robert Ellis Silverstein, Diana Ross had 2 more daughters, Tracy Joy and Chudney Lane Silverstein, in 1972 and 1975, respectively. Ross and Silverstein divorced in 1977. In May 1970, Diana Ross launched her solo career with the release of her self-titled debut album. In 1971, she achieved her first UK #1 single with I'm Still Waiting. That same year, she starred in her first solo television special, Diana, featuring the Jackson 5. She expanded her career into acting with her role in Lady Sings the Blues, a loosely based biopic of jazz and blues singer Billie Holiday, released in 1972. Despite initial skepticism about her casting, Diana's portrayal received widespread praise, earning her nominations for a Golden Globe and an Academy Award for Best Actress. The film's soundtrack topped the Billboard 200 chart and sold 2 million copies. In November 1972, she sang When We Grow Up for the children's album Free to Be You and Me. 1973 brought her second U.S. #1 hit with Touch Me in the Morning. And later that year, she released a duet album with Marvin Gaye, Diana and Marvin, which achieved international success. Her extensive touring in 1973 included a historic private audience with Empress Nagako at the Imperial Palace in Japan, making her the first entertainer to receive such an invitation. In April 1974, Diana Ross co-hosted the Academy Awards, becoming the first African-American woman to do so. She shared hosting duties with John Huston, Burt Reynolds, and David Niven. In 1976, she released Love Hangover, her 4th solo #1 hit, a song that blended a sensual ballad with an up-tempo disco tune. That year, she also embarked on the An Evening with Diana Ross tour, which led to a 2-week Broadway engagement and an Emmy-nominated TV special featuring her portrayals of Josephine Baker, Bessie Smith, and Ethel Waters. For her performance, she received a special Tony Award. Diana Ross reached the peak of her success in 1980 with the release of her album Diana, featuring hits like I'm Coming Out and Upside Down. These songs topped the charts and cemented her appeal to a new generation of dance music fans. That year, she also recorded Endless Love with Lionel Richie, her 6th and final Billboard Hot 100 #1 single. During this period, Diana Ross dated Gene Simmons, the bassist and co-lead singer of Kiss. Their relationship began after a suggestion from Cher, a friend of Simmons from a past relationship. Simmons later admitted to falling in love with Ross while still dating Cher, leading to the end of Ross and Cher's friendship. In 1985, she met Arne Næss Jr., a Norwegian shipping magnate, and they married in 1986. During their marriage, Diana Ross became a stepmother to Arne's 3 older children, Katinka, Christopher, and folk singer Leona Næss. The couple also had 2 sons together, Ross Arne and Evan Olaf, born in 1987 and 1988, respectively. However, their marriage ended in divorce in 2000 after reports surfaced that Næss had fathered a child with another woman in Norway. Ross considers Næss the love of her life and has maintained close relationships with her 3 ex-stepchildren. Diana Ross has been blessed with a loving family, which has expanded over the years. She now has 7 grandchildren. In 1980, Diana Ross began negotiations to leave her longtime record label, Motown, after over 2 decades of association. She received a severance package of $250,000 from Motown. RCA Records extended an impressive offer to Ross, a $20 million, 7-year recording contract that gave her full production control over her albums. Before signing with RCA, she reportedly approached Berry Gordy, the head of Motown, to see if he could match RCA's offer. But Gordy stated that it was impossible. As a result, Diana Ross signed with RCA on May 20, 1981, marking one of the most lucrative recording deals in music history. In October 1981, Ross released her first album under RCA, Why Do Fools Fall in Love? The album was a commercial success, selling over 1 million copies. It included hit singles like her remake of the classic song Why Do Fools Fall in Love and Mirror Mirror. Following her move to RCA, Ross also established her own production company, Anade Productions, which is Diana spelled backward, and ventured into real estate investments. She continued to tour extensively, both in the United States and abroad. On May 6, 1982, Diana Ross was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. She followed up the success of Why Do Fools Fall in Love with the release of Silk Electric, an album featuring the hit single Muscles, which was written and produced by Michael Jackson. This song earned Ross another top 10 hit and a Grammy nomination. The album eventually achieved gold status. In 1983, Diana Ross explored a pop rock sound with the release of the Ross album. While it included the top 40 hit single Pieces of Ice, the album didn't produce further hits and did not reach gold status. In 1984, Diana Ross released Swept Away, an album that featured the duet All of You with Julio Iglesias. The single Missing You, penned as a tribute to Marvin Gaye, was also included on the album and became an international hit. Swept Away achieved gold record sales. Her 1985 album, Eaten Alive, produced by Barry Gibb of the Bee Gees, featured the #1 single Chain Reaction in the UK and other countries. The title track, a collaboration with Michael Jackson and Barry Gibb, also performed well. The accompanying music videos for both songs contributed to their success. In 2005, Diana Ross was honored as a guest at Oprah Winfrey's Legends Ball weekend, celebrating 25 African American women in art, entertainment, and civil rights. The weekend was later aired as a 1-hour program on ABC. Ross's televised Central Park concerts, titled For One and For All, were named TV Land Awards Viewers' Choice for television's greatest music moment in March 2006. In 2010, she embarked on her first headlining tour in 3 years, titled The More Today Than Yesterday, The Greatest Hits Tour. This tour, dedicated to the memory of her late friend Michael Jackson, received positive reviews nationwide. In 2011, Diana Ross was inducted into the Michigan Rock and Roll Legends Hall of Fame. In February 2012, she received her first Grammy Award for Lifetime Achievement and announced the nominees for the Album of the Year. A DVD of her Central Park concert performances, For One and For All, was released in May. Later in December 2012, she performed at the White House-hosted Christmas in Washington concert with former President Barack Obama in attendance. This event was broadcast annually on TNT. In 2013, Ross completed a tour in South America and another in the United States. On July 3, 2014, she received the Ella Fitzgerald Award for her contribution to contemporary jazz vocals at the Montreal International Jazz Festival. On November 20, 2014, she presented the Dick Clark Award for Excellence to Taylor Swift at the American Music Awards. On February 8, 2018, Ross began a new mini-residency at Wynn Las Vegas. She continued to have success in the dance music world, scoring another #1 hit on Billboard's Top Dance chart with I'm Coming Out Upside Down 2018. On August 4, 2018, she also performed at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. In 2018, Billboard magazine ranked Diana Ross as the third most successful dance club artist of all time. On February 10, 2019, the Recording Academy honored Ross at the 61st Annual Grammy Awards. She performed The Best Years of My Life and Reach Out and Touch Somebody's Hand. In October 2019, it was announced that Ross would play the Sunday Legend slot on the Pyramid stage at the Glastonbury Festival for the festival's 50th anniversary. However, the festival was postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. On June 4, 2022, Diana Ross was the star finale act at the Platinum Party at the Palace, celebrating the Platinum Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II. She continued to dazzle audiences on June 10, 2022, when she kicked off the UK leg of her thank you tour at Cardiff Castle. Then, on June 26th, she took the stage live at the Pyramid stage at the Glastonbury Festival, captivating fans with her timeless performance. In June 2023, Diana Ross began her The Music Legacy Tour in the United States, celebrating her greatest #1 hits. This tour allows fans to experience her timeless music live, reaffirming her status as a legendary artist. Additionally, it was announced in May 2023 that Ross will perform at London's Royal Albert Hall on October 14th and 15th, 2023, further solidifying her status as an enduring musical icon with a global following. Ross's impact is widespread, having influenced numerous artists across generations. Icons like Michael Jackson, Beyoncé, Madonna, Jade Thirlwall, Questlove, and the Ting Tings have all drawn inspiration from her remarkable career and artistry. Furthermore, Ross's career and life have inspired various works of art. The character of Dina Jones in both the play and film versions of Dreamgirls drew inspiration from Ross's life and journey. The impact of Diana Ross extends to Broadway. Motown, the musical, which launched in 2013, tells the story of Berry Gordy's creation of Motown Records and his romance with Diana Ross. The production featured different actresses portraying Ross, including Valencia Lakay and Lucy St. Louis. Ross was also portrayed in the stage play Ain't Too Proud by actresses like Candice Marie Woods and Darandra Tucker. As a member of the Supremes and a solo artist, Ross's songs, including Stop, In the Name of Love, and You Can't Hurry Love, are recognized as among the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's 500 songs that shaped rock and roll. The Supremes were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1988, received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1994, and entered the Vocal Group Hall of Fame in 1998. In 2014, Rolling Stone ranked the Supremes at number 96 on their list of the 100 greatest artists of all time. Billboard magazine recognized Diana Ross as the female entertainer of the century in 1976. She is one of the few recording artists with 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, one as a solo artist and another as a member of the Supremes. In 2006, Oprah Winfrey's Legends Ball celebrated Diana Ross and 24 other African American women for their contributions to art, entertainment, and civil rights. Diana Ross was named one of the 5 mighty pop divas of the 60s, alongside Dusty Springfield, Aretha Franklin, Martha Reeves, and Dionne Warwick. In 2023, Rolling Stone recognized Diana Ross as the 87th greatest singer of all time, reaffirming her enduring impact on the world of music. Her legacy and influence continue to be celebrated and cherished by fans and fellow artists alike. What do you think about Diana Ross's life during her 80 years of building her career? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.